We're all set for the start of the British Grand Prix, halfway through the 2024 season. Lights out, away we go. George Russell gets a good getaway. Lewis Hamilton tucks in behind. Watch out for Max Verstappen on the inside of Lando Norris behind. But George Russell comfortably through the first corner into turns 2 and 3. And Verstappen has to keep a little bit of an eye on Piastri behind him. Lando Norris now putting pressure on Hamilton, but runs a wheel over the curve. Verstappen's got the outside line. That works really well for Max Verstappen. He gets in front of the McLaren.
And he's going to have a chance of passing Lewis Hamilton immediately as well. Lewis checks the mirror down the Wellington straight here towards Brooklands, and he doesn't need to go defensive. Verstappen, though, has made a crucial pass there on Norris. Yeah, Lando just puts himself in a bit of a precarious position there with Lewis Hamilton nowhere near alongside to commit to that on the outside. He was just drifting wide, and Max picked up the pieces nicely.
Now, let's see, what's contact here for Alex Albon.
Oh, that's the contact. So it was in the melee with Hulkenberg, but it was actually Fernando Alonso that he hit.
Rain expected in 7 laps, lasting for 10 minutes.
And if it's heavy rain, 10 minutes of it is going to really change things.
Charles Leclerc still keeping the pressure on the green Aston Martin as they head down towards no corner, and Charles Leclerc has a good dive down the inside this time, and Stroll didn't seem to fight that too hard. Charles Leclerc zips past, made it look quite easy.
And this could be a chance for Lando.
You're absolutely right. He was quick through Beckett, quicker than I expected. He's got DRS. Lando Norris is going on the attack, and he passes Max Verstappen. Massive cheers from the grandstands as Lando Norris gets past his huge rival. Norris up into third. And the Australian is really getting that much closer. Whether he's going to be as close as Lando Norris was, let's see. He's got DRS in operation. He's getting that extra straight line speed as they head down towards Stoke Corner. He goes for the inside, and yeah, he's through as well, as long as he can make the corner. It's a bit slippery.
It's raining. It's really slippery. He took the inside line and then immediately thought he'd got in deep. Look, the umbrellas are going up. DRS is still enabled, and Hamilton's going to get it, and he's going to draft straight past Russell here.
George Russell trying to defend from his teammate. Can he do anything? I don't think he can. Lewis Hamilton takes the lead of the British Grand Prix from his teammate. Mercedes still running 1-2 in the damp conditions, but Hamilton becomes race leader once again here at Silverstone. We've got a long way to go in this race, and conditions are continue to change. Teammate George Russell, both off, both run wide.
And we'll look out for Norris, who stays on the track. Is he going to close right into the pack as well? Russell rejoins just ahead of Norris. Piastri's off in the background. It's really chucking it down, and none of them have pitted. Norris to the inside.
Lando Norris takes second place. That was brilliant stuff by Lando Norris. He saw the two Mercedes running deep, and he managed to brake a little earlier.
The track is getting slower and slower. We're now running about 108%. If it hits around 112 before we get through this pocket, then they will have to box. Otherwise, everyone's trying to hold on. Rain, gap, and then big rain coming later.
Look how close Lando Norris is to Lewis Hamilton. There's a real chance he's going to overtake in an unusual area. He's done it. Lando Norris now takes the lead of the British Grand Prix and gets through that corner where there were so many incidents. And now Hamilton's actually back under pressure from his teammate.
So Hamilton found the grip first. Now he just looks like he's struggling. Russell's there. Piastri around the outside. Can he do the Verstappen move on the first lap? Yes, he can, if he can get the power down. George keeps it in on the inside.
Oh, Piastri gets the place, wobble, and he's up into third position. This is so tight. And it is wet here, be careful. Otherwise, it's so easy to go and run wide.
Hamilton's in trouble. Piastri's got a beautiful line on the exit. This could be a McLaren 1-2.
It does look like it. Oscar Piastri getting alongside Lewis Hamilton. Just has to finish the move. Down into Stoke Corner, and he's done it. He's into second place as long as he can hold it together. Yes, that corner's been working very well for him.
Verstappen's going to pit, and Red Bull now roll the dice, which may work because it looks like this is the time to come in for intermediates.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that might be a very good move to come in right now. Sainz coming in as well. It's only Norris who's told to come in, but this could hurt Piastri later. Hamilton's told to come in.
Mercedes double stack. Russell's in behind him. There's Verstappen behind Hamilton, but now ahead of George Russell.
So that is a good, important gain for Max Verstappen.
Piastri will be struggling on this in-lap. He was looking really good as the rain fell, but he was 20 seconds away from a dry pace on the last lap. So this is really going to hurt Oscar Piastri.
And Piastri, you could see, look at the order. He's just dropping down that order. And we shall wait to see whether Hulkenberg... No, he's out well in front of Hulkenberg, in fact. On board with Kevin Magnussen. What was he up to? Oh! My goodness, he did well to save that.
I have seen many a car end up on that inside barrier. You get out wide and look at the moisture coming off that the painted surface on the outside.
Oh, Russell's being told retire the car. George Russell in the pits. Oh my goodness, the man who started from pole position, who took victory last week in Austria. He is out of the British Grand Prix. Oh, he's never had a podium here, and it continues, this time with a DNF. Oh, shake of the head for George.
Hamilton's in and Norris stays out. He comes past the commentary box.
So this is fascinating. Is this going to be the right decision to go onto the slick tyres on this lap? Interestingly, Verstappen has come in as well.
We need the box. The soft is better now. Any slick tyre.
In he comes. This has got to be perfect.
It has.
Hamilton was a second and a half quicker in the middle sector. McLaren might have blown it by staying one extra lap, and Lewis is going to come through if Lando has a decent pit stop with tyres fired up and a chance to win. Lando's so long in his box as well.
It's not a great stop, and Hamilton's just going out of the club corner and heading on down past the start-finish straight. He's going past us, and Lewis Hamilton, I think, is going to be in front as they come out. Yes, there's Hamilton. Hamilton comes out in front of Lando Norris, and the pit stop that Mercedes chose was perfect from that point of view. It has switched the two leaders around, and it's multiple British Grand Prix winner Lewis Hamilton who is now back in front. Watch them through here. If the gap closes between Verstappen and Lando Norris through this part, it stays fairly... No, it's actually a good exit from Max there, though, and the DRS will be coming in. This is a chance to close right in on Lando Norris. Here comes Max Verstappen. He moves to the outside, and he makes the move. He's up into second place, and Lando was not able to fight that. He is about to head for victory as he comes into the final corners here at Silverstone. The crowds are going crazy. Lewis Hamilton wins the British Grand Prix. He takes his 9th win at Silverstone, his first win in nearly 1,000 days in Formula One, his 104th victory ever. Absolutely brilliant.
Get in there, Lewis! You're the man!
Thank you so much, guys. It means a lot. It means a lot to get this one. A big thank you to all the fans here. Love you guys.
And what a sign-off for our joint trajectory here on the British Grand Prix. We couldn't wish for anything better.
This is a lovely moment, isn't it? And you can see the emotion, even though we can't see his face, you can feel the emotion in Lewis with his dad. And this is a really special moment. Hamilton has taken victory at the British Grand Prix at Silverstone, his most successful track in history, and he's done it with Mercedes on a key day. Wet and dry, difficult times. Lewis has controlled it all and taken the win.
Sergei Sorokin, both he and Lance Stroll will start from the pit lane, as will Brendan Hartley, if they can get his Toro Rosso going, and that is not 100% guaranteed at the moment. 5 lights ahead of the drivers at the British Grand Prix. It's lights out and away we go. Sebastian Vettel gets a flyer ahead of Lewis Hamilton. Valtteri Bottas on the inside as well. Bottas might have a better line through, and he's beaten Lewis Hamilton into turn 2. Kimi Raikkonen on the outside as they head down towards Village. Vettel from Bottas and Hamilton. Hamilton's gone round and he's clashed, and Kimi Raikkonen involved as well. That is massive disappointment for the British crowd. Verstappen ahead of Ricciardo, ahead of Raikkonen, then Nico Hülkenberg, and then comes the Sauber of Charles Leclerc. Valtteri Bottas pursuing Sebastian Vettel, then comes Max Verstappen, Ricciardo, and then Raikkonen, Hülkenberg, Leclerc, Ocon, Magnussen, and Sainz completed the top 10 on board. But Kimi Raikkonen going through comps now, flat out alongside the Red Bull, and Raikkonen gets ahead of Daniel Ricciardo. There is guts and there is bravery. Ricciardo trying to fight back, but he can't get through at Maggotts. Already Sebastian Vettel is past him. Kimi Raikkonen got blocked off by Valtteri Bottas. Bottas then steams through, and this is where the action really starts, as Perez did get turned round by Ericsson. And here's the really bad news for Kimi Raikkonen, a 10-second penalty for causing a collision. Kimi Raikkonen crashing into Lewis Hamilton. The stewards are giving him a 10-second penalty. Lewis Hamilton now, Renault power, Mercedes power, that is no contest. That's like heavyweight against flyweight, quite frankly.
Let me know for the front wing. At the moment, I'm in crazy dive for the grid.
I talked to you. Yeah, I talked to you already. But I don't have a front end anymore.
Understood, Kimi?
Hamilton and Raikkonen are putting in an awful lot of moves, aren't they, in this race? A lot of overtaking to be done. And here comes Charles Leclerc, front wing adjustment, medium tyres going on for him, and trying an undercut on Nico Hülkenberg.
He's going slowly. That's not full speed for a pit exit.
Spark 4. There's a problem.
Stop the car, switch on.
This is the moment. I think he went a little bit hard early doors, didn't he? Probably took a bit too much out of his tyres. And this, clearly, is for Lewis Hamilton.
Marcus Ericsson has a very heavy crash in the Sauber. So a safety car has been brought out. Valtteri Bottas is staying out.
So we got this removes any kind of doubt as to Sebastian Vettel. So that's quite a smart move. It's an obvious move from Ferrari to get him in and put on. It's a soft tyre towards the end. And
brand
they did
new set, Ted, of new softs.
Both Ferraris did have a brand new set of soft tyres. The second Red Bull now coming towards me, and Kimi Raikkonen as well. So
Mercedes, who think they have better tyre wear in this race, have left both of their drivers out for track position. Valtteri Bottas leads the race from Sebastian Vettel and Lewis Hamilton. Marcus Ericsson's getting out of the car. That's great news for absolutely everybody. Oh!
He turned in from the white line, maybe a little bit of extra curve, but that's what happens when you're a racing driver. You know, it's not about if you crash, it's when you crash from time to time.
The safety car has gone, and so has Valtteri Bottas, leading this British Grand Prix from Sebastian Vettel. Hamilton under pressure from Verstappen, Raikkonen under pressure from Ricciardo, but Hamilton staying ahead of the Red Bull and Raikkonen keeping clear of the other Red Bull as they make their way through Club. And now Kimi Raikkonen can get a good slipstream behind Max Verstappen and continue his pursuit. Out in front, Valtteri Bottas from Sebastian Vettel on their way down towards Village.
Yeah, Hamilton struggling for warm-up initial grip, it seemed to me. But he should have it covered now. Bottas with the Ferrari in his move.
Kimi Raikkonen and Max Verstappen going wheel to wheel. Raikkonen almost had to go into another county to get past the Red Bull, but he's managed to do it. Kimi Raikkonen gets Max Verstappen at the restart, but Verstappen is going to come back at him, and through Luffield and onto Woodcote they go. Verstappen is now back ahead of Kimi Raikkonen, but for how much longer? Raikkonen on the inside towards Copse, going wheel to wheel with Max Verstappen, gets the inside line, but Verstappen manages to hold on to the place. And someone's had a big off as well at the start here, and I wonder if that's Carlos Sainz. That is Carlos Sainz that has gone off in the Renault.
Turn into me, mate.
Are you okay, man?
Yeah, but
we see it, man. It's not nice. Yeah.
Sebastian Vettel right behind Valtteri Bottas here, pulls out, Bottas defends and just makes the corner ahead of the Ferrari and avoids contact there. But Sebastian Vettel was very, very close, as now through Luffield we go and onto Woodcote. Valtteri Bottas gets on the power, and he's going to have to try and hang on to this lead while his tyres warm up and struggle just a bit longer. Raikkonen having a go at Verstappen behind, into Stoke corner, Kimi Raikkonen ahead of Max Verstappen. What a great move! Verstappen's off!
They must have made contact, surely.
I said that Ricciardo was getting close. Verstappen spins off. His teammate speeds past him.
Vettel very close in turn 5, as close as he's been. He'll get DRS. A little bit of movement from the back of the Mercedes.
Verstappen's going really slowly down the main straight. I think he actually might have a bit more trouble on his hands as Sebastian Vettel goes down the inside on Valtteri Bottas. What a late move, what a late lunge, what a brilliant move by Sebastian Vettel to retake the lead of the British Grand Prix. Out of the race and before the bridge on the Wellington Straight. Pulling over to the side as Hamilton now has a go at Valtteri Bottas. And Hamilton moves up into second place, and whether that was orchestrated or not, that is a very important place swap and position change for Hamilton.
Bit of oversteer on the exit, and now he's a sitting duck. That's what he should have done when Vettel was coming at him.
Kimi Raikkonen up then into the podium places. The British crowd, the majority of them, were hoping for a golden day for the Silver Arrow. It might just be a red letter day instead in the destiny of the championship, as Sebastian Vettel wins the British Grand Prix and leads home Lewis Hamilton in second place and Kimi Raikkonen in third. The fight for 5 world titles goes on. Sebastian Vettel has the lead at the end of the British Grand Prix, and a victory today, hard fought and well won.
grid warming up then for the 60 laps of the British Grand Prix at Silverstone. Heikki Kovalainen on the right, Mark Webber on the left with Lewis Hamilton behind him, and the race is go. Great immediate getaway by Kovalainen, but Raikkonen is on the attack. He's trying to force Webber out, and look at Hamilton down the inside. The crowd goes mad as Lewis Hamilton sides up the inside, but Kovalainen's not having that. He looks in his mirrors to see where Hamilton is. He's squeezing his teammate. Hamilton has to back out of it. Uncompromising driving by Kovalainen, and Hamilton was on the rampage at the start.
Yes, he just hooked it up perfectly, minimised the wheel spin and took off. Webber back down to fourth, but Hamilton then trying to see... Oh, we got a spinner.
It's Webber, Mark Webber from the front row of the grid, and look at the speed as they flash past him. A Ferrari has spun. Which one is it? It's Felipe Massa. It's a day for facing the wrong way on a racetrack. And you can see he's right up behind the rear wing now. It's a lot of work for Hamilton to keep this car pointing in a straight line. On the run down the Hangar Straight then towards Stowe, up to 190 miles an hour, and this is where Mansell passed Piquet, and now Hamilton has gone past Kovalainen in an equally memorable pass up the inside into Stowe, and now will he drive away or will Kovalainen come back at him?
Kovalainen's been across the grass or something in the middle sector of the previous lap. It's dropped him down to third, and that is where second place was lost for Heikki Kovalainen. Now it's put Alonso all over the back of him too. Oh, there we go, just lost it under braking. Is on the way in to the Abbey chicane. It's actually quite hard to go over there and have a crash. He just dropped the back end under braking. Brake balance is quite rare within the wet, and then a downshift at the same time. In fact, I think he got up on top of some water, busy watching Bourdais, and luckily did not collect Bourdais as he then turned into the chicane himself. Hamilton with a clear run into his pit, as does the Ferrari of Raikkonen. Those tyres staying on the Ferrari, changing Lewis's tyres, and Hamilton then maintains position.
This is Heidfeld then, with Glock and Alonso. This is the battle for 8th, 9th and 10th, and Heidfeld just drives around the outside of Glock. He's going up the inside of Alonso. He's just past two cars in the space of 2 corners. He's really on the move. Nick Heidfeld, fantastic driving.
Surely they're going to have to pit Raikkonen. He's losing 5 seconds a lap.
They've made a big mistake. They've made a big mistake. It's going to cost them here, and this is handing it to McLaren.
McLaren is so much faster than the Ferrari, and surely he'll duck underneath him now, pick up some grip. If Raikkonen's coming in the pits, he needs to do it now. And there's a BMW there.
Yeah, Heidfeld went through as well, and I think gave him a little nudge, and he also went up the inside of Kovalainen at the same time. A cheeky little move there by Nick Heidfeld that took again 2 places in 1 corner, as he did a few laps ago. He is on a mission, is Nick Heidfeld. Kovalainen from pole now slipping back further as Kubica lines him up down the Hangar Straight, up to about 185, 190 miles an hour in the driving rain goes Robert Kubica, and scythes down the inside into Stowe in exactly the same place and the same way as Lewis Hamilton did early in this race, and on he goes. Look how hard the rain is falling now at Silverstone. No, Nelson, who's going so well in 4th place.
You're going to see more of that. It's down at the Abbey chicane where there's a slope up to the braking area there. You do tend to get some running water. There it is, a replay then how he finally retired. The grooves in the tyres just can't clear the water. Lewis is across the grass.
And Kubica's off as well. Everybody's struggling here. They're going to have to switch to extreme wets.
This is Massa then, presumably he's going to end up aquaplaning off the road in here somewhere in a straight line. Look, he's gone off in a straight line. That's exactly what we've been talking about. How he didn't slam that one in the barriers is pure luck, I'd imagine, actually.
Now this is Barrichello, who put extreme wet tyres on at his pit stop, and look how much easier it is for him. Barrichello picks up 4th place now.
Well, the BMW's off. That'll be in the gravel. That's going no further. Kubica out of the race.
Another major championship contender not scoring points here this afternoon.
I suspect what he did is move out to lap somebody or overtake somebody.
So many questions asked about his commitment, about his distractions. Could he handle the pressure? Was he man enough? He came here to Silverstone and he has shown them all with one of the great drives at Silverstone. Lewis Hamilton wins the British Grand Prix. A fantastic performance, a mesmerising drive. At times he was 5 or 6 seconds a lap quicker than men on the same tyres. Stunning drive by Lewis Hamilton. Heidfeld comes through, or he will do in a long time, in second place. Rubens Barrichello third. What a tremendous British Grand Prix. Lewis Hamilton took himself to another level today. He's now in a 3-way tie for the World Championship lead. The second half of this Formula One season is going to be spellbinding.
It's lights out and away we go. Verstappen gets away well. Can he catch the two Mercedes? Hamilton out in front of Bottas, who's got the inside line going into Abbey. Hamilton only just into the lead, ahead of Bottas and Verstappen, and it's Charles Leclerc. Great start from him. Lance Stroll is putting Lando Norris under pressure. There's a lock-up as well, as round the outside of the Ferrari goes Max Verstappen, and going wide is Kimi Raikkonen in the Alfa Romeo. Now we head down to the Wellington Straight, and Hamilton leads from Bottas.
Verstappen got a better exit, better traction out of turn 4 and gained the position. Leclerc, though, in the slipstream. And look at Norris, too, at the inside of Brooklands.
And Carlos Sainz locks up behind Lando Norris, and round the outside comes Daniel Ricciardo, and Lance Stroll is getting squeezed a little bit as well. Hamilton leads, has got clear daylight between himself and Valtteri Bottas. Sainz is making a move on Charles Leclerc, gets into the slipstream as we head now towards Cox. Hamilton and then Bottas, Verstappen, Leclerc, then Sainz, Ricciardo ahead of Norris. He tried to do it last year, 12 months on, he's got that move absolutely done, has Daniel Ricciardo, and he moves up into 5th place. Wow! Oh, and there is off is Kevin Magnussen, and you can see there a wheel has come off his front left, that looks like, and that's the Haas into the gravel at Club at the end of the first lap. That might be a safety car. It is a safety car. We've got another one here at Silverstone. Here's Alex Albon on the inside of Kevin Magnussen. Have they touched? Oh yes, they have.
I think he had to get out of the throttle. He collected a lot of curb on the inside of Club Corner in the Haas.
Are you okay, Kevin? Are you okay?
Yeah, good.
Someone's had a very big crash, and it's Danny Kvyat in the Alpha Tauri, and I hope he's okay, because once again we see wheels coming loose. Once again we see the safety car.
Yeah, right rear tyre puncture, or let's call it a puncture for now.
Oh, guys, I'm so sorry.
Are you okay, Danny?
Yes.
I don't think that's his fault.
We now see Lewis Hamilton coming in, Valtteri Bottas and Max Verstappen coming into the pits. The top 3 maintain their order. Leclerc should come out in 4th place as well. As we start racing again into Village, round the outside of Daniel Ricciardo goes Lando Norris. He's now got the inside line, gets squeezed a little bit with Carlos Sainz there as well, but Sainz might be able to help him out. No, Ricciardo just keeps ahead of the McLaren. That battle's going to carry on down the Wellington Straight.
So we had a bit of speedway team play going on there, but Daniel, ever the wise old fox, is still right in the hunt.
And Carlos Sainz ahead of Daniel Ricciardo. Round the outside goes Lando Norris. Lando Norris has this time got Daniel Ricciardo, and maybe it was 2 onto 1, and an unfair advantage that McLaren got, but he got his man, and Norris isn't satisfied with Juan Renault. He wants his teammate as well, and goes wide. And Copse, does that let Ricciardo pass? No, he's dropped back a little bit. Norris trying to make a move through Copse.
Vettel there passing Gasly. Gasly then maintaining position by running off the track. I think the stewards, and yeah, he has a breach track limit, so the stewards may ask him to give that place to Vettel. They're fighting over 10th.
On board with Esteban Ocon. The car in front, Lance Stroll, just been shown the black and white flag, and once again I think that's for driving standards, and Ocon makes the most of that opportunity and goes round the outside at Brooklands and puts himself up into 8th place. Nice move from Ocon. There is Kimi Raikkonen. As you can see, he has lost a huge part, if not all of it, on the left-hand side of his front ring.
There we go, into Maggots.
Oh, we see it scraping on the ground. Did he go over a curb and it just...
No, I tell you what's happened. The front wing's broken and I think punctured the front tyre. It has. Yeah. It's machined a groove in the tyre.
Lance Stroll in 9th place at the moment, has Pierre Gasly catching him, and that Racing Point looks a very, very difficult beast to handle at the moment for the young Canadian.
Well, we've accused it of being the pink Mercedes, but it doesn't look like a pink Mercedes today.
This Silverstone race is starting to really come alive here. This is Alex Albon. He's down in 12th place and has the fastest lap at the moment. Think that Vettel on the pace. He's at the moment, and what's happened to Valtteri Bottas? He's gone wide, and now Max Verstappen can see the Mercedes and can see him in his rear wing. He has passed.
Yeah, left front puncture there. Yeah, left more than a puncture. That's Albon taking Vettel.
It is.
It looks like a delamination of the tyre. And Mercedes will be extremely worried. No wonder it's vibrating. Will be extremely worried for Lewis Hamilton.
And this is Verstappen now coming in because they know Valtteri Bottas is going to have to come into the pits. Leclerc's not going to be a challenge at all. It's a free pit stop for Red Bull, and it stops them having any tyre issues as well. There goes Alex Albon, who's up into the points and now scoring another World Championship point because he's now 9th. Lance Stroll goes down to 10th as Daniel Ricciardo gets past Carlos Sainz, and he's got tyre problems as well. Has Carlos Sainz, who's going to be passed now by his teammate Lando Norris. And that is Lewis Hamilton, and Hamilton is winning the Grand Prix. But look at the state of that Mercedes car. He's going through Maggots and Beckett's at the moment. Hamilton's tyre's gone. Verstappen's just going through Woodcote. He's about 4 corners behind. This is now Lewis Hamilton praying that the checkered flag comes as soon as is humanly possible. The gap between Hamilton and Verstappen going down all the time, 20 seconds at the moment, as down the hangar straight comes Lewis Hamilton. Verstappen just going through, you can see him in the background, going through Chapel, through Stowe now with Lewis Hamilton. There. Well, they shouldn't catch him from there, but who knows how this race is going to end.
Can we win this? If you get on with it.
If you get on with it, it's the right instruction through the Vale chicane. Look how difficult it was to stop. But for Lewis Hamilton, the checkered flag will come in the nick of time for a 7th British Grand Prix victory and a record 7th British Grand Prix victory for the most wins at home. It's Lewis Hamilton who takes the race. Max Verstappen comes home to take second. Charles Leclerc for Ferrari picking up a 2nd podium of the season, ahead of Daniel Ricciardo. This is where the tyre went for Valtteri Bottas.
Yeah, I mean, he's literally just going past the pits.
This is the race winner, Lewis Hamilton, going through Luffield and Woodcote when his tyre went, and well, it's a good job he had 30 seconds over Max Verstappen, otherwise he wouldn't be winning today. Mercedes had a good day on one side of the garage. Valtteri Bottas could have been on that podium, but just a few laps from the ends, the tyres started to give way and caused him trouble. Silverstone produced late drama. We'll see what it produces in 7 days' time. We'll be back again for the 70th anniversary race. Surely it couldn't be as good a finish as this one. We've got 5 lights on the grid. It's lights out, and away we go. Lewis Hamilton leads them away. Already Sebastian Vettel has managed to pass Nico Rosberg. Great start there from Vettel. Rosberg in 3rd. Adrian Sutil moves up into 4th place, and there's Romain Grosjean now behind Kimi Räikkönen as Lewis Hamilton comes down into the loop, and down the inside goes Fernando Alonso's teammate Felipe Massa. What a start from Felipe Massa from outside the top 10.
Damage for Mark Webber. He had contact. He's right back down the pack. He had a poor start. So did Nico Rosberg, but Webber in all sorts of trouble and parts flying off his car.
I wonder if it was contact and Fernando Alonso got caught up with it, because Massa's made a miraculous start as they're past the Lotus he goes, and we can see Jenson Button and Daniel Ricciardo just trading places on, and Sergio Perez getting up there as well as round the outside goes Grosjean in the Lotus, getting past the McLaren. Romain Grosjean was the man that hit Mark Webber going down into turn 1. That's where the contact was. That's where Mark Webber lost all those places in his final British Grand Prix. And there goes Fernando Alonso and Jenson Button coming into Stowe. Alonso squeezes through on the inside. Button gives him just about enough room, and that's all Alonso needed to move himself up into another position. And watch on board now from the rear wing of Jenson Button down the hangar straight. Webber with the bit of bodywork starting to trail along the ground a little bit, but not unduly affecting the aerodynamics on that occasion. Oh, and there's Lewis Hamilton, and he's got a puncture, a failure, delamination, whatever, on his left rear tyre. It's the 2nd time this weekend we've seen this happen. For whatever reason, Hamilton is now having to limp through the complex, and our race leader, his race undone by a rubber failure. The track temperature now 32 degrees. It's the hottest it's been all weekend long, and they're still going into the unknown in a certain way. And there's Felipe Massa after what have been a brilliant first 10 laps, and it's another problem on the left rear. There's a lot more rubber on that left rear wheel at the moment, but what happened here? Puncture that caused the slide off the track.
Okay, Roman, Kimi is faster than you. Kimi is faster than you.
Oh, it's like a repeat this afternoon, except Raikkonen is now at Lotus and is actually now going to be ahead of Roman Grosjean. There's another tyre failure. Oh, this time it's Daniel Ricciardo whose tyre's gone into Stowe at about 190 miles an hour at the left rear tyre on the Toro Rosso, Jean-Eric Vergne, I should say, and it's just exploded at high speed.
And
work that one out.
Turn 4 and 5, that was not.
Onwards we go then. Another overtaking possibility coming up at the end of this Wellington straight. Maybe Lewis Hamilton can get it done before then. Yes, he can. He gets himself past Paul di Resta and gets DRS as well, because he was behind di Resta going through the detection point.
How close the leaders are together. Rosberg just had a scruffy lap. It's back to 2.1 seconds now. He's hanging on in there, isn't he? Dare they go to the end of the race in the murk?
It's going to be jeopardy, isn't it, for both of them? Ted, down to you.
Yeah, so I'm interested whether Rosberg was given the same instruction, or whether his team were...
Oh, Ted!
What?
Sebastian Vettel slowed down on the final corner and has passed the pit lane entrance, and there's a roar of approval from the fans as Nico Rosberg roars past, and Sebastian Vettel, the championship leader, is going to pull over to one side here, and it looks like his race could be done.
Transmission failure.
Okay, I lost drive, lost the gearbox.
In that safety car period, Alonso has gone back about 3 places. Now fancies his chances as Mark Webber fancies his chances on Daniel Ricciardo down into Brooklands. There's Lewis Hamilton making a move on Romain Grosjean a little bit further back. Webber got his move done, Hamilton got his move done as well. So Hamilton up into 9th and Webber up into 4th. So we watch Fernando Alonso behind the McLaren of Jenson Button. Down towards Copse we go now. Much faster pace for the Ferrari. Gets the move done before we get into Copse, and Alonso is up into 7th place and now chasing after Sergio Perez in the other McLaren.
Yeah, we want to see Mark Webber though. What's he doing down the straight? He's up into P4. Can he take P3? And then will he be looking at Raikkonen before the end of the Grand Prix? He's in a thoroughly healthy Red Bull on a set of fresh option tyres.
Oh, and there's another tyre failure. Another tyre's gone. And who is it this time that's got the problem? Sergio Perez, his 2nd tyre problem of the weekend. And it's on the hanger straight once again that the problem occurs for the McLaren driver. And that was what happened to Sergio Perez and Fernando Alonso, having to take avoiding action down the hanger straight.
It's got the reactions of a cat, that boy has.
Daniel Ricciardo's under pressure once again, this time from Fernando Alonso as they go through Stowe at 180 miles an hour. Adrian Sutil just ahead of that, currently in the top 3. Rosberg, top 4 I should say, as Ricciardo and Alonso. Alonso takes the place on the exit, but Ricciardo still hanging on in there. And that's Lewis Hamilton come to join the party as well. And Ricciardo loses 2 spots in the space of about 200 yards. Alonso ahead of Hamilton, Ricciardo 5th, 6th, 7th. Fernando Alonso has a little look at Adrian Sutil. Nico Rosberg now has to keep Webber at bay. Raikkonen has to try and run his own race and stay in the top 3 between now and the end of the race. Alonso does move his way past Adrian Sutil. And where's Lewis Hamilton going to feature in all this as well? Because Lewis Hamilton is now right behind his former friend Adrian Sutil, the Force India driver, with 4 laps to go.
Raikkonen and Alonso know they need to make the most of this now with Vettel out of it. They've got to come back at him in the World Championship. This
Hamilton
is their chance.
Down the inside on Adrian Sutil. Lewis Hamilton moves himself up into the top 5 and he's gaining places lap after lap after lap. Alonso behind Kimi Raikkonen. You can see them now onto the hanger straight. There's the front 2 going past. Who's going to have 3rd as they go into Stowe? Fernando Alonso's going to have 3rd as they go into Stowe, and he pops himself up now into the top 3. We watch Lewis Hamilton so mighty through this particular part, Beckett's and Chapel in qualifying. and he's got DRS and he's got Kimi Räikkönen well within his sights. And Hamilton, who led this race at one stage and was right back at the back of the field, is now up into 4th place. He's charged his way through. It might not be a podium finish for him, but Hamilton's certainly giving it absolutely everything and more to entertain the British crowd here this afternoon. And Nico Rosberg, I think he can now start to taste victory. He started the British Grand Prix weekend celebrating his birthday. It's the best present he could have wished for. It's a win at Silverstone. It's the British Grand Prix for Nico Rosberg. It's Mark Webber coming home on the podium to finish second in his final race here in F1. Alonso holds off Hamilton to complete the podium.